probably just calling people and they're like, she probably called me.
Hey guys,
And they're like,
can you just say, do you guys know about the dilemma?
you be quiet, Elijah.
Just say, do you know about the dilemma?
Grow up.
Do you know about the dilemma?
What dilemma?
I'll tell you about the dilemma.
You guys know about the dilemma? Elijah knows about the dilemma.
And I'm gonna tell you about the dilemma. So it's a simple dilemma. It's called the Omnivores Dilemma. Guys, this is a fantastic book. Michael Pollan, I hope that every single one of you pick this book up. Very enlightening, life-changing shit in here that I'm about to try my best to share with you. Here we go. So the dilemma is the omnivore definition is an animal or a person that eats both plants or animals, okay? That's an omnivore. So the dilemma that we face is this. In the year 2016, we have more than ever an abundance of food. When you walk into your local grocery store, you're faced with over 50,000 different items that you could possibly shove into your mouth. So what actually do you ingest and take in so that you live a healthy life, you have a healthy body, and you feel great? That's the dilemma, right? So what do we eat? Now, if we were to look at all the different kinds of foods that we have to choose from, relish, mayonnaise, chips, hot dogs, right? All this fucking crap. Maybe tomatoes not that bad. Or look at this processed cheese. You know what I'm saying? All this junk. What do we eat? I want to figure out, if I'm smart enough, I think I would ask myself, where do these things come from? Or more specifically, what is it made out of? And you would think, well, there's 50,000 products. How are you going to figure out what every single one of those are made out of? But it's actually rather simple. In this book, the beginning of the book, the first 100 pages explains about this one ingredient that is almost in every single thing. 40% or 40% of the supermarket. We know what the base is. Now we'll start, if you were in the food industry, if I'm a CEO, businessman, and I have a company like General Mills, I want a product that is cheap, that I can have a mass amount of, that when I sell it, I get a massive return. I get massive profit. I need something that can be produced very easily, that can be put in a lot of things, that can fatten up the things I feed it, that can flavor it good enough, that can coat it, can make it taste great, it's easily produced. And what is that, guys? It's corn. Corn. Elijah, corn. What do you mean, man? It is corn. And more specifically, a lot of times, genetically modified. Because we have to tweak it just right so that it can fit the standards of what we're trying to produce. Now, an easy way to think about it is, how do they feed the cattle? What are they feeding the pigs and the chickens and the cows? It's corn. What do they flavor the soft drinks with? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, what's the main ingredient? What's as sweet as sugar? In 1960s, I believe it was, they found that with high fructose corn syrup, they could actually replicate sugar, the taste of sugar, for even cheaper than sugar actually costs. If you look at stuff like this ketchup bottle, I don't know if you can see it. Let me get in here. Yeah, you can't really see it, but high fructose corn syrup. And the relish, even high fructose corn syrup. In the potato chip, in the bread, high fructose corn syrup. This piece of cheese that I'm holding, the cream that it's made out of, if there's any cream in it, real cow's milk. You know how everything says in this mayonnaise, real cow's milk? Well, if the cows are eating corn, the corn, after years, a cow normally can, it takes like 5 years, grass-fed cow, to reach its potential to then be slaughtered and made into meat. With a cow that's fed corn, it takes roughly a year and a half. It produces this milk. Essentially, I'm just getting corn. Corn on top of corn on top of corn. The processed chicken nugget that I'm eating from McDonald's, it was from a chicken that was fed corn. And then it is coated with some sort of corn meal. And then guess what? It's deep fried in some sort of corn oil. You get what I'm saying, guys? Over 40% of the stuff found in grocery store can be linked and traced back to corn. We have become walking corn stalks. Now, I don't really know the destruction that corn can cause. I know that it's pretty empty. I know that it doesn't really give you anything. But if you look at what it does to a cow's body, for instance, cows are herbivores by nature. They're not supposed to eat corn, they're supposed to eat grass. This forage that is good for their stomachs. Cows are have this 3 different stomachs that can digest grass. Now, the stomach of a cow, the state of it is neutral. Okay? When you feed a cow corn, it gets very acidic. The stomach becomes very high in acid, almost like this crazy heartburn. The cow will actually be destroyed because of a high corn diet. Then what do these farmers have to do? They have to inject it with all these antibiotics to keep a cow from being no good from this high acidic diet that it's taken in. And when you have bacteria that gets used to being in this high acidic environment, they start getting used to it. And you start getting this bacteria that becomes a super bacteria, right? It can now bypass the acid of a cow's stomach. And what happens when it goes past that? It gets into the meat that we eat. And when I eat that meat, normally from a grass-fed cow, this bacteria would be just destroyed, obliterated as soon as it hits my stomach's acid, right? It's powerful shit that's going on in here. But once you get this super bacteria that's used to acid surviving in this intense environment and it gets mine, it's not a big deal any longer. So you can see how it's fucking everything up. You're feeding an animal that by nature is not supposed to be fed grain, grain like corn. The salmon are carnivores by nature, and salmon are now put into these farms where, guess what? They're reconditioning them to eat a full corn diet. It's crazy, guys. This book was very profound for me, and I'm still not done reading it. I will share and update you guys as I go along. Maybe I'll find more on the destruction of a high corn diet, but you can tell that we're missing out on a lot of nutrients, okay? A lot of healthy stuff that we should ingest, and just the amount of process that goes into all this shit. Now you know what the base of a lot of things are. And then as you become aware of this, I cannot just ignore it. I can no longer just think that it's okay to eat these things and just go about my day any longer. I have to question what the stuff I'm eating is actually made out of. So guys, I ask that you would do the same. I think it's very important. Pick this book up if you would like to know more, and let me know your thoughts. See you guys soon.